In India, we feel that a human being basically needs at least three things: roti food, makan housing, and kapra clothing. Actually, I wanted to understand if all human beings get this basic requirement, what would the greenhouse gas impact of that be? What would our food, our housing, and our clothing, that is, all these things basic, would impact the planet in terms of the greenhouse gases we emit? So let's start with roti, that is food. Let's think that our food comes from plant sources, so we need agriculture for that, we need land for that, we need to cultivate crops, and when we cultivate crops we end up cutting them, and that leads to a lot of carbon dioxide emissions when the plants are actually cut to make food for us. When you harvest your crop, you essentially tend to release all the sequestered carbon that the plant has absorbed in its lifetime, and hence you end up releasing carbon dioxide emissions. So even a vegetarian diet would lead to emission of carbon dioxides, right? Now we also have another type of food that people eat, which is usually non-veg or meat, and that as a result of animal husbandry, a lot of animal rearing also happens. We have poultry, we have other sort of animals that people end up cooking and eating, and that also leads to carbon dioxide emissions, because animals, mostly ruminants, their digestion process is such that they end up emitting methane or ejecting methane into the atmosphere. So the global warming potential of methane, I think, is much higher than carbon dioxide, and hence non-veg is possibly a higher greenhouse gas intensive food to eat. Now let's come to makan, which is housing, and I have divided the housing part into two elements. First is the construction part, and second is the actual living in the house part. Now let's talk about construction. The two main materials used in construction are cement and steel, and both of these are very fossil fuel or greenhouse gas intensive processes. Cement, for example, has an intermediate process called clinker production, and this involves consuming a lot of coal, coke, that end up eventually emitting carbon dioxide. Similarly, when we talk about steel also has a process called coking, which itself uses a lot of coal, which ends up again emitting a lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So the more houses we have, more carbon intensive we become, and if you have two houses, of course you'll have double the amount of emissions. Now let's talk about living in the house. All our appliances essentially today use electricity, and if you look at the grid intensity of your local grid, it's mostly fired by fossil fuel, which ends up emitting carbon dioxide. Fossil fuels are usually coal, coke, petrol, natural gas, etc., that are typically used to produce electricity. But if your grid uses renewable energy, then probably it's a cleaner grid. Now let's talk about kapra, which is clothing. The cotton production process itself can be merged with agriculture, and hence I have drawn a line over there showing that leads to carbon emissions. But let's talk about the manufacturing process, wherein the intermediate process that is used to bleach the yellowish cotton to the desired color also leads to a lot of carbon dioxide emissions. Over and above that, you would know that a lot of fast fashion, or generally clothes are made in country A but consumed in country B, and that leads to a lot of transportation between the country where the cloth was manufactured to the country where the cloth is actually being used, and hence most of our transportation, be it sea transportation, air transportation, is fueled by fossil fuels, leading to carbon dioxide emissions. So it's very interesting for me to see how what we consider basic, or the basic human requirements, food, clothing, and housing, these could lead to significant amount of carbon dioxide and methane emissions that we possibly do not count when we increase our consumption over and above what we've described here today. It's a very interesting concept, because this makes me wonder how having more people will actually lead to more emissions, how having more food, more water, more housing, more clothes will actually lead to more and more greenhouse gas emissions. And do we really need this sort of greenhouse gas emissions? Because we all know that global warming and climate change are real, or at least we see a lot of those impacts in our day-to-day lives, and is it really worth increasing our anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions and ultimately suffering from the consequences of that? Interesting stuff, right?